there have been a lot of things happening, yeah, like in parallel, many tracks, in the family, a lot of important things going on. We've been like picking up this school application process and things like that, and it was very stressful for us and didn't go like smooth as we expected. A lot was happening at work as well, so this is like new teammates joining, a lot of company-wide changes at work, which actually affects literally everyone. Um, I didn't have a chance for a while back then already to have some like sort of vacation or like me time or something like that. And I started to feel like overwhelmed, like really some days really drowning between priorities and like decisions that needs to be made. And I'm not talking about like life-changing decisions, or something like that, but even smaller things like, okay, I don't know, how do I don't know, form my shopping list, for groceries for a family. It was like total like stress, like, okay, I need to make the decision. And it was like really overwhelming for me. And from the beginning, I think I started to look deeper into myself when it comes to certain behavior or certain decisions that I'm making. I started to understand difference between the actual reality and my inner reality that could be formed but by my momentary conditions, so to say, yeah, that I form, that I shape, and how this affects my actions and how this affects my perception of the actual reality around me. So, and moreover, what I actually like, I would say that after the inner mastery program, I've picked up few tools that help me to self-regulate way better than it was before, or even allow me to be very honest. I had very poor tool set back then, and now I have at least few tools to deal with that. And I also realized, and for me individually, this is a very cool learning, that I'm not the only one with similar challenges who feels this way, and it's very cool feeling to meet other people and exchange and share about the certain topics, that at least to me that gave some sort of um, like external validation, maybe, that hey, it's okay that you feel these emotions, it's okay that you are the way you are. Many other people are similar, and have similar challenges, and they deal somehow with that. And that was a very nice moment to exchange on that and see um, how you can live through that experience as well. So I can give like a concrete example, from, let's say, the personal life, specifically the relationships with my kid. So I have a son. He is now already 6 years old. And little humans at this age, they are have their own needs, they have their own wishes, and they have their own way to communicate with the world and with parents. And sometimes, especially when you are overwhelmed because of different things in your life, this can be very challenging. So I think due to optimal breath techniques that I picked up from the program, I've had like something that comes on my mind at least three occasions when I managed to really like prevent significant derail from my like parenting track due to that, and that made me calmer I managed to catch myself actually in a moment where I was almost, to basically like lose myself to my emotions and to my overwhelming and react instead of response to my kid. And I think these little occasions, when you sum up, they make me a better parent, somehow in the long run. Not immediately, maybe, of course, but in the longer run. That's one occasion.
Mhm.
Also at work, so in the professional context, um, to me, the techniques that we learned from the breathing techniques help me a lot to catch myself and to regulate when it comes to overwhelming situations or potential conflicts. I
Mhm.
would probably be more, not saying explosive, because explosive, this is not really like my type of personality, or maybe I'm exploding, but not outside, but inside. Yeah, if you know what I mean. And then it's like I tend to keep this um, emotions inside and not let them go, not name them. But now I've managed to prevent a couple of like escalating conflicts with that with my teammates. Yeah, and in one occasion when I did have a conflict, or yeah, that happened in the team, I think I was able at some point to adjust my line of behavior to remain professional and to remain as much as it was possible empathetic to
Mhm.
the opponent in this case. I do really appreciate the opportunity to share in a safe, facilitated, and moderated environment about certain experiences in my life, about certain challenges that I have now, an opportunity to name my emotions, to speak them out loud, to share. This helps me to regulate, this helps me to ventilate, this helps me to, like, being brutally honest, probably, compare my problems with problems of the others and just, like really assess, okay, on this scale, where are my problems? How big they are.
Mhm.
Um, and again, what I also like in particular and in a inner mastery lab is that it was designed and facilitated in a way that welcomed sharing, welcomed you being a little bit vulnerable maybe, and that this safe space, was a very high level of psychological safety was there. So this is very cool. So for me, this appeared to be very easy to share and easy to open up to the crowd. Plus, I have a feeling that, all the participants were somehow, let's say, on the same page in terms how to behave, what to act. Maybe they were even a little bit alike in terms of certain psycho-emotional type or something like that. So we've had like an interesting match there in the group, and I like it. How it works for me is actually, or what I value the most, yeah, it's um, your ability to read my current emotional, let's say, state and really spot on highlight certain things. And in most of the cases, very precise, like identify my emotional state and guide me through understanding that and naming that and, like accepting these emotions and recognizing them and owning them. This is a very rare skill. I mean, again, I have my fair share of experience in therapy, individual, group therapy, whatever. So when let's say I have very high standard about that, and this standard was fulfilled in these terms. And I really value that because it's a rare skill, even among professionals, like really to help you understand your emotions, feel them, name them, accept them, acknowledge them, and live with them, further. This is a very cool part. And on the other hand, I also like your very, let's say, life and not formal and not like strict, but very like natural style of having coaching conversations. I'm guessing this might come not only from you as a personality, but also from you as a, like seasoned professional. You have your way to really like get your client through the conversation in a very natural way. Like questions that you ask, they feel to me that they are arising from the conversation, the tone of voice that you use, the emotional frequencies, that are there, like it's all very natural to me, and it doesn't sound artificial or like, like corporate, yeah, in a way or something like that. So, and this approach welcomes me to be me, if I can call it like that. What would I tell those who hesitate to join? I would be, very pragmatic on this, and I would say, like, give it a shot. Yeah, you can always like stop at certain point if it's not your thing, but give it a try, because certain techniques that you learn there, for some people might look, unusual, funny, or they don't believe in it until they try. So like try it, give it a shot, and there is a very high chance that you will be surprised with the effect that it gives. So that's what I say.